Yo, my sovereigns, what up? This is Boba Fett, uncensored on the internet, with episode 158 of Splinterlands 101. Joining us once again, co-hosts of the show, finest gentleman who have lived and chairman of the DOE, Matt Clark.
Howdy, howdy.
Man behind the Pouffe Pousse Geotrix, who is today Pouffe Pousse.
Yes, I'm on the other computer. So one computer is named this and the other's Geo.
Yeah. All right.
Depending on what I'm on. I have a few options actually. So I might change the name on all of them and maybe rotate.
So whether you're on uppers or whether you're on downers determines which one. You said It depends on what you're on.
Yeah, no, not that sort of on.
Yeah.
But just on a device, at a device level. Yes.
It's been a while since I've been able to drop a pun, so I couldn't help get that one in. So please. We all just listened to the town hall. We were recording basically straight after the town hall. Thoughts, Matt?
Big fan. 1.75 in March. That pretty much lined up with what I was sort of expecting. Crypto mats are hitting the ground and after holidays, and just going gangbusters on it. Matt's made the point before, and I'll just reiterate: we're doing things that haven't been done before. When I say we, I mean Cryptomancer. I can't code my way out of a brown paper bag, so I'm just enthused, but also like impressed. And again, as Matt said in Town Hall, there's like 5 devs working on the game at the moment, having it been so quiet for so long. But we've got clear direction forward, April for Conclave Arcana. So in the next couple of months, we've sort of got a couple of things to look forward to there. Rolling out the different pack types. And Town Hall spoke a lot. And again, I'd encourage you, if you haven't seen it, to go and watch it. Town Hall spoke a lot on the... Matt spoke a lot on the new player experience being an actual campaign. So you've arrived, okay, here's your campaign. You need to go from here to here, and you need to do this and do this quest, and then do that. And then at the end of it, you are sufficiently well versed in the game that you can now go and play as a player, sort of as a kiddie pool sort of area, which is great, right? That's what we need. That's what we want.
That would be the ideal point to give away that Chaos Legion pack at that point. I think because they were talking about maybe doing that. Yeah. Oh, have we lost Matt? Geo, thoughts on the town hall? Oh no, he's back.
You know,
you with us, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we lost you for a few seconds. Or did you two both lose me? No, because I could still talk to Geo. We lost you for a few seconds. Yeah.
All right. Cheers.
All right.
So, Geo, thoughts?
Yeah.
Oh, so you heard that? Okay. I was wondering, like, when is he going to continue? Well, this is embarrassing. I didn't actually listen in on it. I had other things. Yeah, I had to set up a job for tomorrow and look after Ava while Dad was out. So yeah, I didn't get the luxury or the chance to do so.
All right.
So you guys tell me. What did it all, what was it all about?
Matt?
It was different. Like we didn't have Nate, and so it was really just Matt and Investigator. And
cool.
Yeah, they just quick update. It wasn't long, and then there was a lot of question time. B Jangles was asking a lot of stuff.
I was about to say the B Jangles show, Town Hall edition. Town Hall B Jangles edition. Shout outs to the People's Guild.
Hey, he asks the right things.
He does, and he's always had the temperature of the player base too. So Matt said, just because 10 people say it in Discord doesn't mean the entire player base feels that way. But I think B Jangles has a feel for how everyone feels, and then tends to be a bit of a spokesman in a way. Putting this
on the People's Guild. He's always talking to the players that are playing, the players that are the field. So yeah, he would definitely have the pulse.
So he was asking about leagues, reinstating leagues. Personally, I'm sort of against that. I think I think the idea of having a league that you specialize in and then you just dominate everybody who arrives, it's just kind of too hard a glass ceiling. So I like the simplicity of how it is at the moment, but I know a lot of people do. Gio, you were saying you do prefer the leagues the way they used to be. I guess it's just wait 3 months, right?
But like Investigator said too, like they actually put that to the DAO and it got smashed. So those few people complaining in Discord are not representative of the general population. Gen Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise it was good. There was a few questions around the scope of DAO proposals. Can the DAO microwave a burrito so hot that even the DAO can't pick it up? The sort of tautological nightmares. Someone suggested, I can't remember who it was now, somebody suggested, could we have an SPS DAO vote on whether the DAO can vote on card changes or not? If it gets shut down, then, and it's like, well then, wouldn't, like if you, like voting to GIMP the DAO or the proposal system is kind of silly because anyone could just launch a new proposal that says, Part A, get rid of the previous nerf, and then Part B, change the stats on this card to this, right? And if that proposal gets up, then right, so all you're doing is slightly complicating a new proposal to change the stats on a card. You're not actually stopping the DAO from the DAO from ever being able to change card stats. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, one thing that I really thought about as far as a complete paradigm shift, and I was never into the real physical card collecting thing like a lot of players were, but the opportunity where you have a particular card and then for whatever reason it's decided it's not nerfed or whatever, it's removed from print, but you holding onto this first edition card that's been altered and changed, you've got the original, but that has value in itself. Now if you own the NFTs, your resource, you buy this card, and 6 years later it's something different. That's a whole new perspective between physical card trading and the online card trading.
Well, what they also do in the physical TCGs is they will have like a ban list. So that's how they literally change up the meta. So if players come up with, which they always do, new sets come out, and then they use the player sentiment on what's broken, or like what's beating everyone, and then they'll ban those cards or limit the amount of cards you can use of that card.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what they do each season, which sucks because you can. It's just a different way of it's just a different way of trying to balance the game. I like the way we do it a bit better. I think not banning any cards is good and all that. But yeah, what they do, they just put on a ban list, and then maybe in the future, when there's more broken things, they might release it again to. But you never know. You never know what they're gonna release and what they're gonna be, what you can use as a legal card, and what's gonna be put on the ban list. Yeah.
No, true. And also, I mean, Matt mentioned there's a new mechanic that he's working on at the moment. He didn't go into any sort of detail. But it's not just a new ability; it's a whole new mechanic. And I'm thinking, well, that could be literally anything. But that shows like that new mechanic might make flesh columns largely irrelevant unless it's in one specific rule set, for example, right? And then it's like, well, you've tanked my investment. But by the same token, if there is scope for the game to change that radically, there's also things like Llama. Now, when the Scarred Llama Mage came out, that put a bomb under the value of my flesh columns because the potential there for a last stand flesh column that's getting cleansed of affliction and the like, it makes him a very, very strong contender in that 13 mana sort of area. So like that meant that there's a new use case now that a new card is brought in. So it can go both ways, right? It can hurt the value and it can also increase the value. And I think the part of the joy of the game is getting in quick before the market has recognized the implications of a change, right? Like I said, Ulfka came out and I said, okay, what's a good counter? And I went and grabbed a whole lot of Vampiric Blossoms. Ulfka has, and check the time. What's it been? 6 minutes since Matt mentioned Ulfka? it's the Vampiric Blossom has a press, so double damage to cards that don't have attack, which Ulfka doesn't have attack and can't even be trained, and immunity. So when it does kill Ulfka, it doesn't get poisoned. And so I'm thinking, great, Vampiric Blossom, nice and cheap. So I went and bought up a whole heap of those. Now, time will tell over the next couple of months as Ulfka becomes more part of the meta, as more and more people can afford to get one at the kind of level that I'm playing at. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. But that's part of the game, is putting your money where your mouth is, having that thought before somebody else does, moving hard, maybe you move too hard, not hard enough. Like, that's all part of the game, not just picking which cards go in which order.
Remember, I haven't checked on my fungus flingers since that episode, so I should have a look at that at some point during the show. Yeah, I've also got about 400 something K Glint to spend from end of season. So yeah. Any other takeaways from the town hall, though, Matt?
No, that's about it. Nothing else really jumped out at me. I think the fact that the game is stable, taking in as much as it's spending, that's good news. That's not that sort of creeping fear in the back of your neck that maybe this is all going to just run straight into the wall. The downtime has been sufficiently long that it sort of really vindicates Matt's decision to bump Aggie, because nobody believes that at the rate that Aggie was spending, that or was likely to even rein it in, that the game would still be, the Splinterlands organisation would still be remotely viable. So if we'd had a quick turnaround immediately after the ousting, then that would have been forever the question. Well, could Aggie have taken better advantage of the bull market? But it becomes a bit of a moot point after so much longer has transpired, and the market's still, it's improving, but it's still not through the roof, and the game's only just now stable after a long time of pretty severe cost cutting and belt tightening.
That's actually very important. That's big news right there. So what you're saying is like the income to outcome is like really balanced now, like within the
yes,
company?
yeah. So the company is not spending up its savings to stay afloat. It's earning enough to cover its costs, which means that we're viable.
That's probably the biggest takeaway. Yeah, that's probably the most important thing. That just
And I like Matt's reference, like stating that the company does own Bitcoin, and saying that just on like 69K, the company's fine. So that was a good cross comparison. So we're okay. We're doing okay. Yeah.
And another point he made was that we don't need too many. We don't need 10,000 new players, right? A few hundred more is going to be enough to clean some floors, to get some momentum, to get some new blood, some fresh perspectives, some more excitement. It feeds on itself. More players, prices go up a bit. People go, actually, I will mention this game to my friends because they've been asking for some stuff. Let's do that. And it can build on itself so very, very easily.
Well,
we
now
just need that little bit more momentum for Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, now they're not trying to, they're not falling over themselves, right? The foundation's there. They don't have to worry about, are we going to make it next month? No. Now they can at least think with clarity on what's going to be better next, and know that at least we're still going to be around, right? Because like the income, the outgoing is good now. Like it's stable, right? It's what's that word? Whatever. It doesn't matter. But yeah, like now that the pressure's not there for them to, for them to get the business model under like under stability, and now that they are stable, they can move forward with.
Well, the whole thing's fascinating, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing's like you could make the case that had they not come up with the DAO, Splinterlands, the company, would be in a much better financial position, because how many times have they done a sale, and then the DAO has paid Splinterlands to just make the card set and release them and sell them, but the DAO takes half, or the DAO does, there's a arrangement or whatever, or the DAO gets all the money and they just pay Splint. And so all of this money from the DAO, where did it come from? Splinterlands. The company has been filling up the DAO, and now we sit here and say, "Oh, well, the DAO shouldn't be helping the company," but the DAO is now covering a lot of those costs, paying Cryptomancer, paying JSPTR, the guys building the validator software, which is very, very close. It's in open testing now. So it's released, open public testing. We're very, very close to that. So I think in a way you could say that Splinterlands, the company, put a whole lot of value into the DAO and didn't keep it themselves. So now the DAO is helping the game or hiring the game to run its ecosystem, which makes a lot of sense. But it's like I saw a documentary once about, I think it was Woodstock, and there's the family running the farm where Woodstock was held, and they were renting out and doing stuff, and they didn't know, but the mother was the mother and father characters had been Jews in the Holocaust, and they'd actually been obviously very miserly since then of a mindset, and they didn't know, but the mum was stealing from the till and just hiding all the money in the walls, like just that real hoarder mentality. And they're on the cusp of losing the farm because the bank's saying we need money, and the guys have what's going on here. And because she's so desperately scared of loss, she's just actually hoarding tens of thousands of dollars in the walls. And when they discover that, they can get out from under it and the like. And I kind of feel like Splinterlands has just said, okay, let's just give all this value to the DAO, and then just, oh, now we're not viable as a business. Well, no, because the DAO is and there's a lot of people who are part of the DAO who would say, oh, well, Splinterlands needs to get their own money. But it's like, there's millions of dollars worth of value in the DAO. Where did it come from? Well, it's income that Splinterlands chose to assign in that direction rather than towards themselves. So I think that helps a lot with the whole stability thing, the fact that the DAO's covering a lot of those, picking up a lot of the tab. But again, the DAO benefits long term when things pick up. So bring it.
Can the DAO be sued like Splinterlands can be sued?
I don't think so. I don't know if it's come up.
The DAO is Splinterlands, and the Splinterlands isn't the DAO.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's come up, and
it's a technical separation.
Yeah. You would normally be sued, I think, for contract violation, right?
Mm-hmm.
As in you agreed to do something and then you didn't. Like the Floyd Mayweather mess. What contracts is the DAO signing? It isn't. Right. So there are proposals and they get voted on, and then the outcome of the proposal becomes adopted by the DAO. But that's literally it, right? So I don't know if you could say the DAO has made any specific claim, because has it? I mean, if I make a specific claim, maybe as the chairman, that could be considered to be a some sort of an undertaking that somebody then invests based on, and they could then claim to be to have been hurt by that. But you got to understand, I'm not in charge of the DAO. The SPS stakers are in charge of the DAO. I can't, unless I had 67% of all staked SPS, which I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm then in a position where I'm a spokesman for an organisation, but the organisation is distributed and autonomous. So, look, I mean, the lawyers would decide in different jurisdictions whether you can even try to sue the DAO and whether you could even pursue it for damages. Because what if a court somewhere said, oh, yeah, you've been sued and you now owe this guy $1 million? Well, what's going to happen? How do you pursue the DAO? How do you pursue it in court? Like, who do you pull up on the dock, on the stand? Is it me? I'll say, hey, I'm a spokesman, man. Like, I'm not in charge of this. You throw me in jail. I can put up a proposal. Hey guys, please vote for this proposal to give this guy $1 million so they get me out of jail. But can they put me in jail? I don't know. Depends on the rules of the different jurisdictions. But I can't see it being an easy or simple thing to do. It's very, very unlikely.
So it's quite clever.
Yeah, and you need to keep that in mind when interacting with the DAO too, right? So, like if I go to McDonald's and they make me a boiling hot coffee and I spill it on my lap, and then I can sue them and the like, I kind of, when you're interacting with an organisation that if they mess up, if they hurt you, if they do something, then you do have the right of some sort of civil action. with the DAO, you need to keep that in mind when you're interacting with the DAO. Okay, I don't have there's no authority that I can chase up if I don't like the way this turned out.
I'm waiting for one of those employees to sue the customer's parents for not teaching their children common sense.
This is the funny thing, right? Like, imagine someone had something against, let's say, Matt or whoever, who they thought was in charge. Eventually, Matt and the rest of them can get paid by the DAO. So now they're an employer of the DAO. Like, they don't actually own Splinterlands. They're just getting paid by the DAO, who owns it? Well, it's everyone, right? It's stakeholders. So that's actually a way to not get what's that word? It's smart. It's like an extra layer of protection. You know,
if someone wanted to investigate, then they're going to need a lot of money for lawyers because it's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
And considering the fact that we're in pioneering ground, and we've seen how aggressive regulative authorities can be against certain exchanges, coins running on the borderline, I think it's really clever.
It's almost like the Umbrella Corp, like the Don. The Don never goes to jail. He's just got his little like minions and all that below him, right? Like that's what the DAO is. It's literally the Don of the Web3 or crypto or whatever. It's just like a safeguard. It's this little safety it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Could you, Bob, at the start of the episodes, could you throw that on as well? Just the
King,
the Don,
King.
The Hoarder of Flesh Golems, Matt Two Castles, ruler of all he surveys. It was interesting though, Gio, because in the town hall, just touching on this, Bjangles asked if say it was a 60% vote yes to reframe to rework Nidhogger, then would Splinterlands consider that? And there's a couple of ways in which Splinterlands itself, to my rudimentary legal knowledge, could be maybe exposed there, is if the DAO voted but didn't get passed. This is what Bjangles was saying. If it got to 60%, would you look at that and say, well, a lot of people really wanted this. Maybe and Matt sort of said, but then I'm taking a dump on the guys who voted no, and I can't go against the DAOs. And then, but what then happens is, if it got to 60% rework on Nidhogger, and Matt said, okay, enough of them like it, let's just do it anyway. Then what happens is that would then, as far as I understand, expose Splinterlands to pursuit from people who bought Nidhogger, right, under the old regime, and they didn't, and then Splinterlands changed it without mandate from the stakers. But also anyone.
Ava
lost him again.
Who bought and/or staked SPS Nidhogger, and then he's seen this vote and he went, "Oh crap! Okay, I'm going to invest a heap more in buying and staking SPS so I can vote this proposal down because I want to keep Nidhogger good or bad or whatever the case may be." Then anyone who bought to affect the vote could then go and say to Splinterlands, "Okay, I'm pursuing you in a civil case because you've said you're at the behest of the DAO, and yet when the DAO voted, it went this way, you just ignored it." So what you're saying, Matt, is Gio, is that with Matt's stance, he's saying, and quite rightly, as long as I'm under the umbrella of the DAO, as long as I'm under that, then I'm cool. As soon as I step out, then I get wet, right?
Well, so as soon as you make rules from outside the DAO affecting the DAO, then you're held accountable.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the same with like $2 packs they were talking about. So a lot of people are saying we should go back to $2 packs. Again, I heard Aggie's reasoning on that, and I remember it being quite compelling at the time about it devaluing the older cards and the like. I would probably prefer to stick to $4 packs, particularly because inflation's made $2 virtually nothing now. So I'd say stick with the $4 packs personally. But Matt said again, if somebody put up a DAO vote for $2 Conclave Arcana packs, then he'd go with that, right? Like it's not even up to me. And again, that's just him shielding Splinterlands from that kind of legal obligation. So I think we do have a big, and I mean that's the cynical view. The kind-hearted view is he genuinely cares about what the community thinks, which I think is the case. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. And that's how we express ourselves is through the DAO votes. So I can't see that getting up, but he did say if it was voted on and did get up, and then we'd be having $2 Conclave Arcana packs.
As long as they follow the integrity of the DAO and that's it. Yeah.
You respect my authority.
Pretty much. But like Matt said, we don't want actually any one person accountable, right? So at least you hide it under the DAO, which is, everyone, and it's a bit better that way.
Yeah.
Like, who do you blame? It's like that Spider-Man meme, everyone points at each other.
It's like the Billy Connolly movie, The Man Who Sued God. Have you guys seen that?
No.
So his yacht gets struck by lightning, so he claims it on his insurance. And insurance policy says, "No, sorry, it's an act of God." Says, "Oh, okay."
It's not covered.
So he got all like the churches, like the Jews, the Muslims, the Christians, the Buddha, all, and says, "Okay, I want to sue God for this act of his against my yacht." And it was hilarious. It was a really good movie. Yeah.
I might have to, put that on the watch list.
It's like, who you want to sue God? Well, who's going to speak in court as God's representative? And that's what I think of the DAO. Well, okay, you want to sue the DAO? Well, who's going to speak in court as the DAO? It's like,
how about we all rock up? Everyone just rocks up. Like, it just makes it no, there's going to be thousands of heads.
Yeah. And
confuse them. Yeah, we'll just confuse them to the end of time.
One with the DAO.
Yeah, or we have like so we have like a script, but everyone says one word, but like all synced up. So it just goes in like a line.
So, Matt, do you have any glint to spend today?
Let me pull up Splinterlands. I haven't been on a big spending frenzy since was it end of last season? I'm losing my weeks without Amanda here to sort of keep me grounded. I don't know which way's up, man. We went to Amanda's brother's house for dinner last night, and I said to the kids, "Go on, get these veggies in here before the scurvy kicks in." Let's see if we can snatch this back at the last minute. Snatch it back at the last minute before your mum gets home. Rewards. What have I got here? Is that nice? I got 563,000.
Oh, nice! I've got 470. And Gio, I'm guessing you spent all yours.
No, nope.
No,
because it was so close. End of season was so close to when we record.
Wow.
I thought I could wait a day. What's a day? What's a day or two, right? But 3 days is pushing it.
Yeah,
3 days.
A day or two is like the breaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I might do some legendary chests then, Bob. I'll mix it up a bit and do some legendary chests because I feel like I've been working the legendary draws and epic draws a bit too much. Let's mix things up a bit.
Yeah, I'm going back to ultimate chests again. So Gio, what are you up to so far with your Gladius cases? I've got 80.
Oh, I have actually across a few of the accounts. I got like 20 on one and nearly 40 on another. 115 on the Pouffet account, which is the main one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because last week you had 89, so you pull in the chests.
Yeah, and I'll be getting more since I haven't opened up chests yet.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. So I'm going to go for the chests tonight and see how many merits I can get. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, Matt's already at it. Matt.
Yeah, a couple of Night Reapers. Yeah, I'm not too sad with that. There's a couple of.
So that was 30, was it? 30.
Yeah, well, a lot of these are. Yeah, there's six Lucerheim demons, 9 of this. So that's nearly a third of it was Thunderhoof Nomads. 10. Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Let me do. I'll do some epic. No, hang on. Where are we? Major chests.
Yeah, got it. Majors are probably the best.
I've had the best luck with major chests. Yeah.
Yeah. Just mix it up a bit. I wanted to keep my screen clear of like random low-level cards, but with the league progression now, I'm getting those low-level cards anyway, so I may as well just embrace the mess and just get a whole lot of whatever. And
Oh,
if I
here
can
we go.
stack a heap of merits, nice. Surly Drunk. So I'm still after Olivia's.
Yeah.
I think I need another 3,000 vouchers to get Ulfka to max.
Nice.
Another legendary. Another Surly Drunk.
Another Surly, yeah.
Yeah. It's my weekend plans right there. So many merits, though.
Good.
Which is great, yeah, for sure.
And another legendary.
Roaring 20s, we went up to level 9, I think, with the barracks or arena. But it opened up more Phrase, and we really struggle with getting like members who want to actually battle in Phrase.
Yeah.
And so we, I actually moved us down to, because it was too many Phrase, right? And we got a ridiculously low. I think I picked a gold foil Frey accidentally, and we quite a few guys didn't play for whatever reason, and so we ended up doing absolutely miserable. So I've moved us down into tier 4 Phrase brawls just to see, right?
That's why I haven't been seeing old mate.
Yeah.
Patrick Stephen flogging me in. I haven't seen him for a couple of brawls. That's why. Right.
Well, we'll see how we go in tier 4.
Yeah.
Let's just grab these. Let's grab the epic draws after all.
Get those Livias.
Yeah. And there are others, like when I was getting that, what's her name? The one that targets flying. I love that ability. No, actually, this guy, Night Reaper. Yeah, really enjoying him because I get so many high mana matches where I'm not sure what to use.
Oh wow,
you just fits the bill so often.
Yeah,
a lot of shock troopers.
3 Olivias.
That's good.
Heap of shock troopers for back to basics. Yeah, I'll take the Olivias. It's only 2, isn't it?
I think there was a third one. All up near the top. No? Okay.
I'm at the top now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just 2. But that's all right. I can always buy a few more BCX of her.
Yeah.